Hello, and welcome back to the Come Follow Me series. I'm glad you're back with me today, talking about Jesus, inviting us to follow him. And we have spoken about leadership and what makes us want to follow someone, what makes us want to follow somebody on Instagram, why we watch somebody in the movies, why we read their books, why we listen to their podcast or their YouTube channel. And so in Jesus' day, 2,000 years ago, he asked people to come follow him, as we've talked about. He asked his disciples to join him, and they left everything behind to come follow him. And the last week I talked about Nathanael. And Nathanael's like, how do you know me? And he said to Nathanael, I see you. I see you. And Jesus calls us to belong to him. Belonging is a really overlooked, I think, important human need. We all need to belong. Bessel van der Kolk, who talks about trauma, says that often people do not feel that they belong. They do not feel a part of a community. And mental illness is often the inability to cope in social situations, to get along with others, to be in community. And so it keeps people isolated. And it makes them feel that they don't belong because it's hard for them to navigate interpersonal relationships. But Christ doesn't care. With him, you can be completely real and authentic. You don't have to socially navigate. You can just say, I don't understand, or it's complicated, or I'm angry, or I'm hurt, or I'm having flashbacks, or whatever it is. You don't have to navigate your relationship to belong to Jesus. All you do is just say, hey, I'm interested in belonging to you. I need a good and perfect father. I need to lean on somebody greater than myself, to depend on something bigger than me, because things are unpredictable and out of control. And I need something that's solid. And so he calls us all through the Bible to belong to him. And he doesn't just want the Jewish people to belong to him. He wants everyone to belong to him. And there's so many scriptures that talk about this. We're a people belonging to God. We are called to belong to Jesus Christ. And we are called to belong to one another. We're meant to help everybody. We're meant to care for our neighbors as much as we care for ourselves. Like there's only 2 commandments in the New Testament. Jesus says, to love me with all your heart, soul, might, and strength, and to love others as much as you love yourself. And our world could use that today. Racial divide that exists. And he says in the New Testament, he says in Galatians, neither Jew nor Gentile, nor slave, nor free, nor male, nor female. There's no difference in any of us. We're all equal in Jesus Christ. We're all the same. He was radical 2,000 years ago, saying, whoever you are and whatever you are, you're all equal. I made you all. I love you all. You all deserve the same respect and equal rights. Even the children. Children had no power 2,000 years ago. They were seen as nothing. So were women. And Jesus said, no. If people are slaves, if people are young, if people are identifying as female, everybody belongs. Everybody's equal. Nobody's better than the other. And that was radical in that day and time. God is not a respecter of persons. He loves everyone. He calls us to come follow him so we can belong. Belong to him and belong to each other. What does it mean to belong to you? Some of you may have pets and they belong to you. And it feels really good to have your pet, to have something that belongs to you, that you belong to it, that you matter. So you matter to Jesus. He doesn't want you to commit suicide. He doesn't want you to live a life of depression. He doesn't want you to be alone. He calls us to belong, to be together. So when Nathanael heard Jesus say, I see you, he was like, wow, I'm seen, I'm known. To be known, to be understood, what you like, what you don't like, what music you listen to, what your favorite TV show is, what your podcasts are, what your favorite video games are, what you love to eat, what you absolutely do not like to eat. All these parts are belonging and being known. It's like dating. You get to know each other, right? You get to know, what does the other like? Who knows you today? Who really knows you? Jesus asked us to come and to follow him so we can be known, like the truth that really goes on inside our hearts that maybe nobody else knows. Did you get a DUI last week? Are you on your third strike at work? Are you behind 2 months in your rent payments? Like, the secrets of your heart you can share with Jesus. That's why people belong to him, because he's God and he wants to know. He wants to care for you. He wants to love. He wants to console you. He wants to help provide for you. To be known, to be seen, to belong. These are hallmarks of following Jesus Christ. Think about who in your family, belonging to your family members, what that feels like, how important that is. Now, some of you may not have safe families. Some of you may be like, oh, no way, my family, no. But maybe you all have a family within your friend group, and that's your family. And think about what life would be like without it. But I think there's a lot of you that don't belong or don't feel that you fit in. And so with Christ, everybody fits in. We all fit in. There's no perfect size. So, think about today the joy of belonging, the joy of being known. That he knew Peter when he walked in the door and he had never met him before. See, God's all-knowing. He sees into our hearts even though we don't say anything. He knows what's on our tongue before we say it. And that's because he made us for relationship with him. So come, follow him, think about him, because he loves you. He's alive and well and calling us to come to him today. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.